Hey guys, today I have a Whirlpool HE washer and I'm getting it started right now with a pretty heavy load, jeans, towels, jackets, shirts, that kind of thing. And typically you'd see here this would be locked and it would be locked, but I've got a little lid locker bypass. It's just an additional one of these that I bought that I could stick there so that I can lift this up and show you what's going on as we test these out here. Kind of as if you're standing here yourself checking it out. You get to see everything on it works perfect. That way you know when you get it home, plug it in, you're good to go. That's how I like to shop when I spend my money, so that's how I like to sell my items. And right now it's getting started sensing that load. I've got it set on the deep water wash option, a little more water usage that way. You've got several different options here for the temperature control, soil level, and what this here is going to do is this is going to allow you to control how long it agitates for. So not really how much water is going to be used. It auto senses that, and the deep water puts a little more water in. But this right here designates how long it's going to sit there and agitate and work on getting those clothes clean. So if your clothes are really dirty, if you get kids, that kind of thing, you switch it up to heavy. I'm just going to do medium for the sake of time on this video here. Then you have some extra rinse options with fabric softener, or 2 rinses with softener, and there's a pre-soak option as well. So tons of options on this washer here. You can get just about anything washed that you need in any fashion, your delicate items, your big bulky items, and pretty big size capacity on that as well. So we're going to let it go ahead and fill up with water, and I'll come back when it's switched over to the wash cycle and agitating. All right, and we're back. It is agitating right now. And the way this agitation system works, a little different than the traditional style. So you have your soapy water, and it's kind of a mix of the way the traditional washers used to work in a front load washer. So the agitation plate on the bottom has fins on it, and there is some of your agitation. As it agitates, it pushes these clothes up through the middle, out along the sides, along the clothes themselves, back down, and it just continues to make this like vortex. Now if you think of a front load washer, it agitates by having the clothes fall over on themselves. So the clothes actually agitate themselves by falling over on themselves over and over and over again. That's kind of what's happening here, as well as the plate on the bottom with the agitation and moving them around. The plate uses its fins to also agitate. So kind of a dual action setup here with a little bit more water usage. It actually works really well. Some of the first generations of these didn't use enough water and it was a little bit of an issue, but they've pretty much gotten past that now. I like the deep water fill as I've got it set up here. As you can see, works really well. Smaller loads, you really don't have to worry about it. Just kick it on normal and let it rip. But as you can see, it's agitating great. Sounds great, nice and quiet. So I'll let it move on now out of the wash cycle into the rinse cycle. You'll get to hear the drain work. Once the rinse cycle's done, you get to see that it has a nice, fast, smooth final spin cycle. All right, moving out of the wash cycle, you can hear that drain running. Nice and fast there. Of course, it'll drain all the water out, spin to extract that soapy water out. Then it'll fill up with clean, fresh water for the rinse cycle. And once it drains that water out, we'll be on to that final spin. Okay, we moved over to the final spin cycle. Spinning nice and fast. And it'll run through this process 2-3 times, depending on how wet those clothes are. It gets faster each time it spins. But as you can see, sounds great. Nice smooth operation. And spinning nice and fast. It's one of the great designations of the HE is that it spins those clothes so fast, extracts twice as much water as probably what you're used to with the older traditional machines. It cuts your drying time in half, so it's really nice saving feature there. So I'm going to let this go ahead and finish up, and then if we pair this up with the dryer, I will show that dryer next. Alright, we've got the washer finished up, nice and cleaned out. You can see huge capacity like I was talking about there. Close that up, that's done. Now we come over to an LG electric dryer. It has tons of options on here, including this is actually pretty neat. This is for steam options. You would actually just fill this up with tap water. You could do filtered water too, I guess, if you wanted to, but you fill this up, pop it in here. It's got a little release lock. Then that way you don't have to hook up a full additional cold hose coming off of the washer into the dryer. It's optional. You don't have to use it, never have to use it if you don't want to. However, if you want to, you've got Steam Fresh, Steam Sanitary, and then you've got some steam cycles. Now you don't have to use this. You could leave it empty and just run all this exactly the way you want to, minus these two right here, and be good to go. I've got it set right now to heavy duty. It says 54 minutes. We were high on temperature control. You know, I'll go more dry. It gives us a little bit more time. Then of course you could do your manual dry, which is like your time dry, and then you get to select your time, your signal. I love it when you can go through here and turn it off or turn it low. If you've got kids sleeping, pets, anything like that, and you don't want the noise to disturb them, you can hit that, which is really nice. A damp dry signal, not exactly sure what that is. Wrinkle Care is awesome. That way you can leave it. It'll run for almost an additional hour in 5-minute intervals with about 15-20 minutes in between. It'll give you time to get back over to the load and get it folded up before the wrinkles set in. Let's see here. You've got a whole bunch more. You can pause, read through this. I believe you can still look this model up online and see all the features of it. Tons of stuff that it does. But for now, we're just gonna set it, like I said, heavy duty, super dry. We've got our clothes in there, nice bright light. Lint traps right here. And it's set up to go. Capacity on that. And we'll just hit start here. And as you can see in here, nice, quiet, smooth operation. And it would actually be a little bit quieter even if you put the vent hose on the back once you get it in place in your laundry room. And it would pretty much muffle out any of the noises you would hear kind of filtering through the blower motor and blower housing and all that. But that's pretty much gonna be it. I will show you last thing here that dryer is getting nice and hot. I've got my temperature gun here right in between those two red dots. Takes the surface temperature measurement. So shining on the floor, you can see it's a little colder down there on the concrete floor. So we'll go ahead and open this up. Now I'm gonna shoot this right inside the heating element tube. You see plenty of heat coming out of that tube right there. That in turn is gonna heat the inside of your dryer up anywhere from about 95 to 195. Just depends on how long it's been running and what you have your heat setting at. So throw that back in there. Okay, go again. All right, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Now you know everything works perfect on them. You get them home, plug it in, you'll be good to go. Thanks again, guys. Y'all have a great day.